Hi, this is the review of the 2014 Fuente Opus X Corona. Usually the official name by Fuente is like Perfection number 4, number 5, or whatever. But like I said, this is a 2014 Opus. You can see the Opus X band, and this is the cigar. It's a Corona size. Like I said, it's a Perfection number something. It's about, I would say, about 5.5 by 44 ring gauge. Um, all right. Well, going in, you should know. I mean, even though this is my first review on the internet or YouTube, I'm an Opus X fanboy. I mean, I have to get that out as a disclaimer already. Um, I've been smoking for like 30 years. I tend to like flavors like cedar and leather, spice, and earth and straight tobacco flavor. I mean, I do love the darker cigars like that have that chocolate, brownie, earth. You know, like the Liga Privada number 9, or Padrones, for instance, or Maduro cigars from Fuente, or any other Maduro cigars. I have I have I have about 13 humidors. Um, 7 of which are like large ones that hold like 150 cigars, and the rest of the ones are mediums and small ones. I've been smoking. I have quite a library of cigars that I remember and that I've smoked. And Opus fits my profile. It just fits what I like. I love Romeo and Julieta, and they have a similar profile to Opus, but Opus has like a more concentrated flavor of the flavors that I like, of leather, of cedar, of straight tobacco flavor. There is some sweetness. Some Opuses lack that sweetness, but this Opus, Opuses in general. I mean, I would say they don't have the sweetness, but there are some that I have, and not all opuses taste exactly the same, obviously, because cigars change from cigar to cigar. In a way, it smells great. It smells like barnyard. It's a beautiful cigar. Look at that wrapper. Beautiful wrapper. It's a Dominican Puro, um, meaning that all the tobacco used in the making of these cigars are from the Dominican Republic. That means the filler, the binder, and the wrapper are all Dominican. And this is the first Dominican Puro, if you don't know, is the Opus X. Back, I think it was 92 or 95. And the story goes that professionals within the tobacco thing said that you couldn't grow wrapper in the Dominican Republic. And this pissed off Carlito Fuente, and he was determined to do it himself and prove them wrong. And Opus X is the child of those labors. Anyway, I'm gonna look at this. This is the cigar, and I'm gonna go ahead and clip it, light it, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back now. There's the cigar, and without the head of the cigar, I clipped off. So I'm gonna go ahead and toast it up and light it up and and smoke it. With my cigars, I tend to go ahead and toast the edge of the foot to kind of like ensure even burn. The burn line is even. So that's what I tend to do with my cigars. All right. Well, let's see. Right away is the cedar. A lot of times people say, well, opuses, they don't. they don't change that much. I love it when it stays the same with a lot of cigars because if you like the profile that you're smoking, all you want is more. I mean, it's like, all you want more of the cigar that you're tasting. Like, um, it's like a beer. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you want to drink a good beer. By the way, I'm drinking a Sol Mexican beer or cerveza. This is one of my go-to beers. This and Budweiser. I love beer. I mean, like, Maryland has a great beer called Heavy Seas. They make I think you might know Loose Cannon Heavy Seas. They make a lot of great ales. Great, and it's my favorite beer company, obviously, because I'm from Maryland and they make great beers. I love Guinness. I love like Newcastle and Anchor Steam from San Francisco. I love all kinds of beers, but I like beers that I can drink like a lot of. You know what I mean? Like every day, you just want to relax and just drink a nice, easygoing beer that tastes delicious, crisp, clean, and refreshing. I love Budweiser. Love the Soul. Anyway, beer and cigars. I don't know what's better: beer and cigars, coffee and cigars, and whiskey, scotch, bourbon. I don't know. I love it all, but getting a there's a very deep like cedar flavor to this leather. Obviously earth and tobacco. There's a definitely beautiful tobacco flavor. A little sweetness. Like I said, not all businesses have a lot of sweetness, but this one does. I think more of them don't than they do, and that's my experience. Must have been like I must have smoked like close to 100 opuses. I mean, I might be overestimating that, but it's close. It's close. But like I said, opus is my favorite. If I could smoke it every day, I would. But there, I think this in particular cigar probably cost about $15, which is not that bad actually. Opus have this reputation for being too expensive or whatever, but there's a lot. I mean, look at the Plasencia. The Alma Fuerte is like $30 cigar. I mean, and it's a brand new cigar. It only came out like last year or 2 years ago. A lot of Padrones are like, you want to talk Family Reserve or 1926s or not even 1964s. They go for like $30 a pop. When you compare them to an Opus, Opus is like, an Opus number two might cost you 20, and that's one of my all time favorites is the Opus number two, which is the Torpedo. If you don't know, Whew. Very heavy body, full flavor. Uh, Here's an interesting story. The first Opus I ever smoked, I guess, was '95, almost when they first came out, and I smoked the hell out of it. Like it must have been like a number two or a Corona Gorda, and I smoked that thing down to the nub. And I was at a cigar lounge in Timonium or Towson, and I got up and swear to Boy Scouts honor, even though I wasn't a Boy Scout, that room was spinning. I could barely walk, and then I got to the car. Got in the car, I was just feeling just miserable, and I opened the door and puked a couple of times. I was like, that. That was the first time I ever felt cigar strength. And opuses are known for that, but lately, I haven't really been feeling cigar strength. And that's what I understand is like when reviewers talk about cigar strength, it's like I don't feel strength. I can smoke opus. This is my second opus of the day, and I don't feel strength. For some reason, I don't really feel strength. What I do feel is flavor, and this is right where I'm talking about. It's like cedary, leathery, rich tobacco flavor. It is a very deep flavor, full body, um, and it's well balanced. This is an exceptionally well balanced cigar. When people talk about balance, some things could be like more powerful than other parts of the components of the flavor, and it kind of gets like a lot of work. And this is a no work cigar. It's just like I compare smoking an opus to breathing. You know what I mean? Mother's milk, beer, a cold Coke. It's just so easy, and that's what I love about it. There's a little bit of change from the. I'm still into the first third, and there's been change because the first I guess eighth of an inch was not quite as full body as this. It's getting really full body now, and there's a lot of rich, deep tobacco flavor, leather, seed, everything I love about Opus. So I'm gonna smoke this. Hope I haven't talked your ear off. I hope I gave you some information that you might find useful and entertaining. And oh, I'm gonna smoke some more. Yeah, I talk too much, but I'm enjoying this cigar though. I mean, this would be my everyday cigar if I was like Bill Gates. But you know, they're still hard to get. I mean, even if you had all the money in the world, it's so hard to procure opuses. You know what I mean? They only come out like twice a year, Father's Day and around Christmas, and they're in limited quantities. Unless you know somebody who knows somebody who knows Carlito, you know it's hard. You can't get a box. You know it's hard to get a box unless you're a retailer. I've never seen a box at at retail at a cigar lounge or cigar shop of opuses. Never. Always singles, and usually there's like a 5 cigar limit per day when they are available. It is wonderful, but I think like cigars can be like uh can be put into three or four categories. Like you have like the Colorados and the Robustos, not Robusto, Colorados and Rosados that are like kind of be that leathery, kind of like cedary, kind of like straight tobacco flavor. Spice is non-discriminatory. It goes with everything. Some it doesn't matter if it's a Maduro or a Connecticut. Spice can be found depending on the tobacco in there. So it's not just Maduros and it's not just Connecticut's and it's not just Rosados. Then you have the ones that are like somewhere in between, like say a Don Carlos or a King B from Arturo Fuente or like say a Tatuaje. And then you have the Maduros or like Pedro Maduros or Arturo Fuente Maduros that are like chocolatey and coffee and sweet and earthy and tobacco. I mean, I can understand how people like have different preferences for cigars and everything for the type of cigar. I just prefer these, you know. I mean, um, you know, like I said, this is like mother's milk. And away. Um, I'm gonna continue smoking this. I'm sorry if I've talked your ear off again, and I'll get back to you when we hit the second third. All right, ciao. Hey, I'm back again. Um, I can't remember if I told you who I am. My name is Ray Talabas II from Baltimore, Maryland. See the Oriole hat, go O's. Even though it's a tough out there for the Orioles recently. Drinking a new beer here. It's the Heavy Seas Powder Monkey. It's a pale ale from Baltimore. Beautiful beer. Very malty for a paleo. Goes well with the Opus. As you can tell, I'm not quite into the second third, but well, stepped out for a little bit. Just wanted to tell you, when I walked back into this room, the if you've ever been to a cigar lounge and they don't have like the de-smoker things going on or whatever, those machines that take out the smoke, you can just smell the rich tobacco smoke, the aroma. Man, this room smells great. I had the windows open, but This room smells like your granddad's cigar lounge or whatever, where he's sitting in the leather sofa or the leather, um, easy lazy boy or whatever, and just chomping on a cigar and smoking it. That's what it smells like. I mean, it smells like it's like just memories are made of these smells. I remember at a cigar lounge in Timonium, it was called the Humidor, and this is when they were a much smaller establishment, and you could fit maybe 10 people in there. I think they had like 4 chairs, 4 lazy boy chairs or whatever, and just walking in there, and smelling that aroma, the tobacco aroma. It's amazing. Well, this Opus, you know, it's definitely a special occasion cigar due to its rarity and high price point. Um, the construction, by the way, is rock solid. It's not getting well. It's kind of getting soft around here, but that's to be expected because of the heat. But it's rock solid. The beautiful, beautiful wrapper. You can tell the the Opus X band is ornate and beautiful. One of probably the most beautiful bands um, in the industry. Probably not though. I had the pleasure of smoking a Don Arturo Anniversario, which is a mind blowing cigar. It's like a panoply of flavors that just come out of nowhere. And that band puts this band, and that's a beautiful band. The Don Arturo band and Rosario band puts this band to shame because there's a picture of Carlito and a picture of Carlos on one side and Don Arturo on the front. It's a beautiful. Yeah, I might show you that band. I have it in my room. I don't keep any bands, but I do save that one band because it's just mind blowing how beautiful that band is. Okay, so now I'm very conscious that this review is getting a little bit long. Anyway, I'm gonna smoke some more of this. This is the 2014 Fuente Fuente Opus X Corona. Wonderful cigar. My favorite kind of cigar is the Opus. I mean, that includes Forbidden, that includes Don Arturo's, that includes like Don Carlos and Rosario's, Eye of the Sharks, Personal Reserve, League of Private Number Nines, uh, Tatuaje Black Label, Davidoff, Thunhill, Heritages, and La Auroras. I mean, all those cigars are beautiful, but Opus owns my heart. Anyway, beautiful tasting. I'll get back to you. Okay, hey, back again. Here we are into the second third of the Opus X Corona 2014. Telling you, Opuses really don't. They do change flavor profiles, but it's like sometimes like one part of it will be more dominant than the other, and then it'll switch up to another one, like say the cedar or leathers. And the one thing about this Opus and most Opuses I smoke is the spice. The Opus spice. Everybody knows about it who smoked Opus. Opus is known for spice, and this is some don't really have it that much, but this little Corona is really spicy. But people talk about spice, or it tastes like cinnamon, or it tastes like nutmeg, or whatever. One thing they all have in common is a tingling of the tongue, like you're eating a chili pepper. I don't know how tobacco does that, but when people talk about spice, it's also the tingling on your tongue, like you ate a chili pepper, sort of like a. I don't know how tobacco does that. But, I mean, I don't know how tobacco has all these flavors in it personally, but it's amazing. But this opuses are really known for spice, and it's a wonderful thing. I do have that Donaturo band, um, Donaturo Anniversario band. Um, it was one of those releases by Fuente during their like 100th year anniversary, although it was delayed because of the fires. If you didn't know that, 2 warehouses holding really aged tobacco were lost in flames and fire. So it delayed some of the releases for the 100th year anniversary for Fuente. But this is their crown right here, the Don Arturo and the Rosario, and you can see Don Arturo in the middle, uh, Carlos on your on the left, and Carlito on the right. Look how ornate that band is. I can't believe they mass produced this band. It's just amazing. Um, like I said, it's a wonderful smoke. Probably like a $50 smoke, and I was fortunate enough to buy an Opus 22, which is a gigantic wooden box of like special opuses that are in coffins. Coffins are like wooden boxes that look like coffins that they put cigars in. If you don't know, was fortunate to buy an Opus 22, and that was in it. The Don Arturo. There's a couple of them in there. I think I smoked all of them. Dumbass. Sorry, my language. Anyway, so yeah, those are fantabulous smokes. $50 smoke, guys. And they have like I think one or two BBMFs, Opus X BBMFs, not regular line, not the forbidden. And if you don't know about the BBMF Opus X, Google it. It's I mean, other than number two, Opus number two, which is my first, I have never smoked the BBMF. They're still in my humidor. But my favorite cigar of all time is definitely the Opus number two. It's the Torpedo. Just iconic Opus flavor. But this is iconic Opus flavor. It's very representative of the Opus flavor. It has a lot of changes, like I said, but it's like either like the tobacco is in the forefront, or it's the leather, or it's the cedar. Spice is ever present. Um, like I said, it's mother's milk. It's mother's milk to me. I mean, it's mother's milk. Oh, I'm Filipino American, by the way. Oh, I'm drinking by the way, right now I'm drinking a Heavy Seas. Heavy Seas Powder Monkey. I think I said that before. Great with the cigar. Great paleo. It's the paleo, a multi paleo, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, thoroughly enjoying this cigar. I don't want to hold you up too much longer. Um, it's kind of silly to say I recommend this cigar. I've never had a bad opus. I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest cigar in the world, but I'm just saying that it's the perfect cigar for me. I love Romeo and Julietas. I love them very much. They have similar flavors. These just have a little bit more concentrated. I love Arturo Fuente Hemingway work of art Maduros. I love those. I love Padrones, Joya de Nicaragua, La Flor Dominicana, Double Hero, Davidoff, Dunhill, La Aurora. I love all these cigars, and but the one cigar that I always run out of, unfortunately, is the Opus. Anyway, I hope you found this entertaining, maybe educational, but I hope you all enjoy cigars as much as I do. And good health, good wealth, good friends, and family. Take care.